let's go again from the beginning.
Chiaroscuro is a new idea where we're combining social emotional learning, mental health, assessment and education, and live performing arts. The idea for this came about 2 years ago. We're now in this phase where we're finally workshopping, and then we're going to go through several pilot phases. It's a different approach for us in opera. Daniela is stage directing the piece.
I love the Marie Carey thing. Please keep it.
She's also the creative mind behind the reimagined opera scenes.
Chiaroscuro is a name that means light and darkness, which are the ideal qualities of the classical voice. We think that identifies with the meaning and what we want to achieve with this program, which is bringing people out of a dark moment and showing them that there is a better place if they know how to navigate this difficult time of life that is adolescence.
In Chiaroscuro, we found that this is the opportunity that we have to create a space for relevance and to tell stories that we can relate to today.
We are addressing bullying, cyberbullying, body shaming, and a lot of things that teenagers of today are overly exposed due to social media. When we were first getting ready to workshop this, I showed them a video that was in the news. All the posts, everything that we're using are real posts from all these stories that really happened.
I think what they're doing at Central City Opera now with this marrying of teen mental health awareness and opera is incredible. I have myself struggled with mental health issues. By talking about it, by putting it in front of people and recognizing that's a real thing that affects way more people than you would know, that's how things are going to get solved.
Opera is filled with suicide and is filled with drama and big emotions.
Suicide in opera has been romanticized every single time. We have decided to use the powerful arias and music provided in opera that can address some of these topics, but reframe them in a different way. Because this is not a traditional program and the cast is not used to reframing things in this way, especially with such a sensitive topic, we created sort of a workshop audition.
You have to rephrase in your head what you're singing and giving other meaning to the actual words. It's helpful, it's in another language that you can do it easily, I think.
I was looking for someone that can perform the role, honor the music, and connect with the message.
The vision for this is unique and also leading the charge.
Opera can be related to real life, and also using opera to give life to those stories for me was just very impactful.
Chiaroscuro is talking about darkness and light. We have kind of worked in that just pure grain of hope.
In this project, we're commissioning a visual artist to create kind of a second story. What do you feel is more representative of in general?
Danny reached out to me with this idea of me creating some of the visuals for the program that she had in mind.
This is the main reason that
realizing how close to home it was for me and the people that I've lost to suicide made me want to be involved even more. It was the perfect way for me to do my art and be involved with this program at the same time. I love everything about creating art.
If you add a screen with beautiful images they can connect to, they're gonna feel compelled to watch, to hear, to immerse themselves into this.
I just really wanted to show younger audiences that there's people that care about them and want to be part of their lives regardless of what they're going through in those moments.
The timing would go with the music, and then
I
depending
love where we're at artistically, and now our next step is to actually go into a few schools. We'll have to really go into the bigger crowd to know what they really think.
Is it going to work to do these opera scenes totally out of context in scenarios that are supposed to be relevant to teenagers? Do I know what's relevant to a teenager?
Not a lot of our kids have been exposed to what we would think of as classical music, especially opera. I was actually really surprised with how many of our kids were engaged the entirety of the show. I think a lot of them felt these themes really hit home, probably more than they would be willing to admit.
Watching their faces and their responses, I think, is very powerful because they're reacting not only to the art form, but also the content.
It was really heavy. The first piece especially, it would hit close to home for a lot of people. I thought the visual art was really cool, very helpful in communicating what is going on.
For teachers, I am a teacher, and so a lot of the time I do kind of think about it from that perspective. I kind of want them to be reminded almost of some of the struggles that their kids are going through.
The mental health themes, it's something that's so prominent in today's youth, especially with the culture of social media and all of these things that we think of as invisible nowadays because it can be happening and nobody knows. It was really shocking how many of them didn't feel like they had somebody that they could talk to.
Do you feel like text messages and social media posts that you saw on the screen enhanced the storytelling?
It was a really special way to engage kids and also introduce them to opera. It was something that really resonated with a good majority of the kids, which is really hard to do nowadays.
Opera is even as far from what young people want or what young people would like to engage with, and that's part of our mission, to show people that it is actually a big channel to tell these stories.
I think there's something really important that opera provides that other engagements don't. Opera is the most cathartic of the art forms. It kind of forces you to slow down and be in these expanded emotional moments.
Our goal is to get into every single classroom, middle school and high school. We expect to touch one life. If we can do that, our mission is accomplished.